Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? So, I don't remember doing a reading for you before. I like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I hate charades when I was a kid. Excuse me. So there's always a reason for whatever they show or say. If it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. This is not an exact science. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best we can. And they don't usually give me all the details. They'll give me just enough because the details are none of my business or anybody else's. Should give me just enough so you'll understand what they're talking about. I always have people send in questions. I can't promise they will answer, but I like to have at least a couple questions for them. Something that you really want to know. I can't twist their arm. I can't make them. So it's their show. We'll see what she wants to say. Oh, she says, I love you. I love you. You're the sweetest little thing. And she's showing herself putting her arm around you, but it's more like maybe she took you under her wing a little bit. Okay, she lent her ear to you, so to speak. You could talk to her. She actually took the time to listen. She's bending her. She says, sometimes you bend her ear, and she's smiling real big. But that's okay. That's the way I wanted it. She says you were like part of the family, part of the brood. Kind of like an adopted daughter to her. That's what she felt. Okay, I'm asking her something. She's not answering me. All right, we'll just let her keep going. Okay, so she kind of distracted me with the Christmas list where I'm giving away money. To friends that I feel really deserve it. She says she says, I don't like to brag. I don't like to brag. It's nobody's business. But I'm the kind of person that will give you my last dollar if I thought you needed it. She loved helping people in any way that she could. She always wished, oh, she's going to make me cry. She always wished that she had more to give others who truly needed it. And you were a blessing in her life. She wished she could have given you more. She Is there a young child that you were really good? Excuse me. Is there a young child you were really good with when you went over there? She saw how much love you have to give. She doesn't want you to bury that. She doesn't want you to forget that. I need to quit smoking. She doesn't want you to hide that. You have a lot of heart to give. And okay. She says she wants you to explore it more, be a little more vulnerable. Don't be afraid to open up a little more to others and give your heart more to others. And she's not talking about a relationship at this point. She's talking about people. She says, because if they shit on you, you know how to kick their ass. She says, you know how to stand up for yourself, but go ahead and put yourself out there. And she means as your heart, as you're one of those people that should be sharing the love. Sharing the love to many, like I talk about all the time. Share your love. She says you can do the same thing that I do. Like when I do my walks down by the river and I see people sitting there on the benches and they look really sad and maybe depressed or whatever, I imagine putting a pink blanket around them for love, or um, shooting red hearts at them. I mean, they don't even have to know. They will feel that energy. She says you are one of those people that can share that kind of love energy, and you don't even have to know them. She says even if they look creepy, you don't have to talk to them, but you are one of those kind of people that should be opening up and sharing that. She says you have a light about you. Let it shine. Let it, okay, I don't know if I've ever heard this before. She says, let your light shine. Don't cover it up. That way, the others that are looking for that light can find it. They'll be drawn to you. Okay. Okay, it's like if I give you an example, maybe you'll understand. I know what she's saying. Like one time I went into Walmart and I was kind of a little grumpy. And as I walked through the store, I started noticing people would avoid me with their eyes and kind of go around me, like, oh shit, stay away from her. I was grumpy. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to try an experiment. I went back out the door. I came back in with a totally different attitude. I came back in with a smile on my face, had my eyes open, looking at people. I had compliments on my shirt, my hair. People smiled at me, said hello, strangers. It's a whole different attitude if you put that energy out there different. And I changed it in a snap of a finger. And it was just an experiment. I went, wow, this is real. So she wants you to put out that kind of energy because those people will be drawn to you that need you. She says, you're a giver and you're going to be a bigger giver. Take care of my baby. Babies. Now she puts an S on it. Don't worry about being too young to understand. It will all unfold. Just allow it. You have a special light. Make sure others see it. She says when you run, oh hell, when you run into those that maybe don't like your light too much because they're too much in the dark, their energy's too dark or something, and they go, yeah, yeah, you Miss Happy, one of those kind of people. She says, tell them to fuck off and get away from them. She says, but still send them the love. Love that message. Okay, so when I asked her why she left so late that night, She's not telling me where she was or exactly what she was doing, but she was in the middle, I almost want to say a conversation, something that kept her. She was trying to help somebody. So I don't know if she was on a phone call and talking to somebody and trying to help, or if she actually ran into somebody. There was something she needed to finish, something she needed to do. And the timing needed to be that way. I don't know how she left, because I've asked them to not show me anymore, because I used to feel it and see the whole thing, and I cried too many times. So I ask them, unless it's absolutely necessary, please don't show me. But it's because the timing was right for her to leave at that time. Before we come down here, we set an exit point. Could be when you're 1 day old, could be when you're 100 years old. Whatever that timeline is for you to exit, it could waver a little bit depending on how it's going to affect people around you, what they're going to learn from it. Several different little scenarios, but we're going to leave at that time. It's already predestined. That's what they've taught me. I don't think we decide exactly how we're going to leave unless we do it by our own hand. But it's just in the plan of things, and everybody leaves. It's just in the plan, and I think it sucks, but I'm not in charge. So there was a reason for all of those things to fall into place when she left. But it was, she still says it was something about helping somebody, something about, like I said, I don't know if she's just listening to somebody. Something she needed to finish, something she needed to get done. I love you very much. You're very sharp. You're very cute. You have a spark. Let it grow. Get her to validate something here, maybe. I always ask them to at least give 2, 3 validations, so you know for sure it's her. She says to tell you quicksand. Quicksand. Whatever the first thing you think of when you hear that, sometimes I'll just throw a word out. She says quicksand. Okay, she says you're going to hear some tapping. Tap, tap, tapping. Won't be very loud, probably. And usually when they do it, it's like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't have to be exactly that way. I know that's a little vague. It could even be a woodpecker on the side of your house tapping. It could be tapping and you have no clue what the hell it is. But little tapping noises. She's not showing me exactly what she's tapping on. Usually I try to get them to tell me so you know exactly what sound to listen for. It's almost like tapping on a wall. Tap, tap, tap. Know that when you hear this, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. That's your free will choice, to ask her or to tell them to stay away. All right, there was a certain smell about her, something that she wore, some smell that she wore. They love smells because it's something easy for them to do. A certain smell, I can't even tell for sure if it's perfume. I almost want to say deodorant. I don't, Can't quite tell what it is. Maybe some kind of a cream. She's leading me to think it's not a perfume. But anyway, when you get this smell, like one time every morning for 2 weeks when I woke up, I smelled chocolate chip cookies. I never did figure out who it was, but when you get this little whiff, you can be in the store, you can be outside, you can be in your vehicle, you can be at home, doesn't matter where you're at, you get this little whiff of something and it reminds you of her. She's the first person you think of. Know that that's her. Again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more if you want more. Once they realize that you're getting the signs that they're sending you, so you know that they're there, it like opens doors. It's like, oh, she knows it's me. I got through. Okay, now she's showing me a Santa Claus. Oh, now Santa just turned his back to me. But a man dressed up in a Santa Claus suit, or somebody dressed up in a Santa Claus suit. Vaguely saw him, and then they turned around and had their back to me. Making me think of like the Santas in the malls, you know, where you go get your picture taken, or you take a little kid to get their picture taken. I don't know if you're going to be walking by one of these from the backside. I don't know exactly what she's showing. She's showing me like the one I just saw in the mall the other day, and I don't know how they're handling it with the virus, how the kids are getting to talk to Santa or getting their picture taken with them. I don't think that has anything to do with it, though. But there was still one in our mall. She's not showing me anything else, so something being on the backside of Santa. So maybe if you go to the mall and you see a Santa or anywhere that's doing the picture, the greeting kids or whatever type of thing, walk behind him. If you can get behind it, walk behind it. I don't know if there's something you're going to see or hear, or you could hear her name. I don't know. She's not saying. But if you get something when you walk behind the Santa, again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her. Let her know you know that there was a reason for that. Or maybe you just went to see one and you were on the backside. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So every morning, at least when I'm saging, I draw a card for myself, on a release card, and she's drawing my eyes to my card that I got today. It says, surrender your fear of change. And I'll put it up there if you want to read it. I won't take the time to read it, but she basically drew my eyes to this part. Oop, can you see it? You can see around it. Surrender your fear of change. Everything changes. Your hair, your nails, your toenails. I mean, everything changes. Everything changes. So don't be afraid of it, because it'll be good. Now she's singing the song. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And that's a little, I'm assuming, I don't know if people still do that song anymore. Did with my kids and my grandkids. So I don't know if you've recently sang this to some little kid, played the clap your hands, stomp your feet, or you're going to hear it, or you're going to see somebody doing it with their kid. Be something, or you just did it. She's acknowledging it. I have no clue what this is. Something about the trash can in the bathroom. First, it looked like it was in the kitchen, a little kitchen trash can. Then she showed me one in the bathroom. Could be both. Could be one. I don't know if somebody like maybe just tipped it over, or you dropped something in it, or something about a smaller trash can. And it looks kind of full. Maybe she's telling you need to dump your trash can. I don't know. She's not saying. Okay, not sure where we're going with this, but she's singing the song, Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me? And so I don't know if this is one she might have danced to, like in the kitchen. And according to what ALEXA says, it's called Don't Ya, CHA, by the Pussycat Dolls. Or at least that's what came up. So go Google that song, YouTube it, whatever you want to do. And I'm not sure what message is in there for you, but she's singing it and boogieing to it. She's a good little dancer. She's very pretty. Again, she says, take care of my babies. Yeah, she's showing herself dancing in the kitchen. Sure, there's a reason for it. Watch for that song to come on. Like I said, it could be on, it could just flash on your radio, on the TV, be walking through the store. Usually they won't play that on the music thing in the store, I don't think. Not that one. Watch for that song to pop up. But also go Google the words to it. I don't know if there's something in that song for you exactly.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia.
Stop it. Stop it. My phone's going crazy. It's listening to me. Have to be careful how I talk around ALEXA. All right. She's talking about a son. And her energy's going way up. She's very extremely proud of him. Very proud. And I don't know, I guess she's been gone a little bit, but she's showing him, I ought to say sitting on the couch, sitting somewhere. And he's kind of hunched over and thinking about her, and he's kind of, like one of these things. And she walks up on his right side, doesn't have to be the right side, but this is the way she's showing it, on his right side, and she puts her hand on his shoulder, like up here. She puts her hand on his shoulder. Oh, she's close. When they get close, my head edges. It's their energy. So he should be able, because she's right next to me now, he should be able to feel that. It probably won't feel like a hand, but it'll feel like maybe a little pressure, warmth, tingling, goosebumpy. He will feel a whole lot of peace and love when this happens. He's going to know it's her. She says, or at least he will now. And I feel like I want to go like this, like she's pushing on me. So then he needs to acknowledge her, validate her, tell her he loves her, and ask her for more. She's really pushing. Now she's right out here on this part, really pushing. I got it. So he's probably going to feel that, like heavier. It just feels like it's heavier over here. She says there's times that he walks around like he's in a daze, like lost. I want my mommy. I'm just lost. Just like totally oblivious to everything around him. Tuned out. Sad. She wants you to pick your chin up. Be proud that you're my son. She's still pushing on my shoulder. There's a picture of her in his house that he stares at a lot and says, and tells her, I need you, I need you, I need you. He's already gone through the angry part. She's still pushing on me. But see, it's really slight. Only I know the difference. So he'll start feeling, and it could be on his left side, but she's over here on my right. Anyway, I need you, I need you, I need you. She can hear you. She can see you. He's going to see some kind of, what's she showing? What are you showing me? Some kind of a light, some kind of a glow, maybe even a faint white wisp of her. And the way she's showing it, I wouldn't know it was her if she wasn't showing it to me now, because I have totally seen one manifest into what looks like a real person in front of me. And it was my mother-in-law, and she hates me. And I thought, ooh, this isn't good. Ooh, hell, because this doesn't happen. But this is like a little white wisp kind of outline, but not really. Almost like a little smoky figure, but it's white. More than likely, he'll see it out of the corner of his eye. Usually you see these types of things in your peripheral vision, and then when you turn your head, you go, well, there wasn't anything there. That was my imagination. No, it's not. So no, she wants him to know that that's her. So she's coming through a little stronger than most do, or he's just going to see it. No, that didn't sound right. She's trying to let him know that she's there. I still love you. Love never dies. And it's definitely the one thing, we don't get to take our cars and our furniture with us, but we do take love with us. And we can still feel it up there from the people here. She says, no, I'm not lost. Okay, so I ask her who she's with, who she ran into or whatever. And she says, Cheryl. Cheryl. Now, I stink at names. We stink at names. Don't know why. Used to get them exact. Now it's pretty wishy-washy for some reason. So that's one of them things you might have to stretch out of the box. So it's at least a female with like a SH name. Could be SHE name. Doesn't have to be exactly Cheryl. Could be Sharon. Feels like it was a friend of hers or something. I don't feel like a super close relationship, but somebody you should understand. He should understand who it is. She says there's many more. Some that I didn't even know here. Like this would be like great grandparents or something along that line. That still, you know them when you get there. And maybe you didn't know them down here. They might have already been gone. So she says there's a lot of those. A lot of others. Okay, she says, so I'm going to leave you with this thought. I love you all, unconditionally. She's telling him to stop thinking about your mistakes, stop thinking about the things that you did wrong, that you disappointed me, because you never disappointed me. Ever. Not ever. She's almost yelling it now. You never, ever did disappoint me. Only in your head. You're a good boy. And life is good. Allow it to be that way. And with that, this Cheryl or whoever it is waiting for her, and she's leaving to go meet her and go wherever they go. Don't forget to be kind, she's saying as she walks away. Love one another. That's all that matters. Don't go out and do some of the dumb shit that some of your friends are doing. Whatever they're doing, it's not about love. Don't be a part of it. Okay, with that, she's leaving. So, thank you for allowing me to be her voice. And have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.